Hello, I'm Carl Duffy, and welcome to our HotStorage 2020 poster presentation. This work is titled The KeyValue SSD as a First-Class Citizen in the Operating System, and discusses the lack of OS support for KeyValue SSDs and introduces proposals to help with these issues. To begin, we will quickly overview key differences between block SSDs and KeyValue SSDs. A typical deployment of a KeyValue store on a block SSD looks like the following. A user program wants to access some KeyValue data, which it does so by calling to a KeyValue store. The KeyValue store then performs a lookup for the key and finds the file to which the key belongs. Inside the file system, the file is converted to a logical block address, which is then converted to a physical address inside the SSD. The data is then transferred back from the SSD to the host. As devices have become more performant, these lookup overheads have become non-negligible in terms of performance. In addition to these lookup overheads, KeyValue stores running on block SSDs must periodically perform a process called compaction, which removes stale data and reclaims logical space. Compaction requires a lot of data transfer to and from the host system, and is at times a serious detriment to performance for these KeyValue stores. In contrast, KeyValue SSDs allow data access directly via a key. Instead of the initial key provided by the user going through several translations on the host, the key is sent directly to the KeyValue SSD, which then converts the key to a physical address. Potential benefits of this approach are performance improvements due to the avoidance of the previously discussed translation overheads and the lack of reliance on host-side processes like compaction to manage data. However, KeyValue SSDs are relatively new technology and lack critical support at the operating system level. There are currently three major areas lacking in functionality. First, KeyValue SSDs require full unsafe device access as they avoid the file system and thus are not afforded abstractions for device sharing. Second, operating system page caches are accessed by logical block addresses, which KeyValue SSDs don't use. This means that operating system page caches are incompatible with caching KeyValue solid-state drive data, and in the absence of user space libraries, KeyValue SSDs require the full penalty of storage access for every I/O. And third and finally, current system calls do not provide a way to pass all the necessary data for KeyValue SSD I/O. To help mitigate these problems, our first proposal is a thin Pseudo file system that provides KeyValue SSDs with a file abstraction. These files would be at the key space or bucket level, allowing safe sharing and concurrent access to buckets inside a KeyValue SSD using familiar interfaces. Inside this Pseudo file system would be a cache designed for the caching of variable length KeyValue pairs. On the right side of this slide, we overview the KeyValue SSD path with our Pseudo file system. Instead of the current I/O path in which the request from the user application goes directly to the KVSSD, permissions and locking checks are performed at the bucket level inside the file system. Next, the KeyValue data cache is checked for the existence of the requested KeyValue pair, and if it is found, the data is just returned to the user without any storage access. And finally, providing these file abstractions to key spaces within a device will allow interfacing with popular Unix programs or tools. For example, instead of users having to learn device-specific APIs or programming to write custom programs to monitor bucket or key space statistics, they could simply call programs such as ls or cat on their files instead. Our second proposal is a set of system calls designed for KeyValue SSD I/O. Currently, Linux system calls offer no way to support KeyValue SSD I/O for two reasons. First, they require the use of a file descriptor, which our thin file system would provide. And second, the read and write system calls provide fields for a buffer and the length of the buffer. For KeyValue SSD I/O, we require a key buffer, key length, a value buffer, and the length of the value. On the right side of the slide here, we demonstrate a write and a read, or a put and get, using our proposed system calls. We first open a bucket inside the KeyValue SSD through our Pseudo file system discussed previously. We then call kvput, which takes a bucket, key buffer, key length, value buffer, and a value length. We then call kvget with a similar set of parameters. The final parameter in the system calls allow for custom logic for that I/O. For example, a put operation may wish to append data to a currently existing value instead of overriding it. And providing our own set of system calls allows additional features as well, such as larger value lengths than are allowed by the KV SSD. And the logic for that can be handled inside the OS, invisible to the user. The result of these two proposals is a lightweight but simple and functionally sufficient I/O path for KeyValue SSDs. And thank you for taking the time to view our poster presentation about KeyValue SSD support in the operating system. If you have any questions or comments, please contact any of us at the emails listed on the slide. All feedback is welcome. Thank you.